Hello and welcome to another tutorial. I did it again. OBS didn't record my voice, so this is a commentary. So sorry if I get things wrong. Start off. What are we doing? Yeah, so we're focusing on the mouth today, and I've been busy working on stuff. So here goes. So basically, we're gonna start off by adding a limit rotation to these to the eyes, so you don't end up having weird things happen. Yeah. I'm doing that now, so yeah, right there. Make sure you click. Make sure you press everything you did last time with like local space and everything. So again, more limit rotations. Yeah. Still doing limit rotation. Basically, I'm adding a limit rotation to the eyes to stop pain from happening. Alright, now that that's finished, next up working on the mouth. We're gonna be working on the mouth. So we're gonna need to try. We want to have it so when we move the mouth bones down, we need to make sure that the edges rotate as well. So first things first, we need to make the mouth's armature. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Is this recording? No, I don't think it is. No, I think it is. It should be. Yeah. And you see, basically, we basically copy and paste. We duplicated the root bone and moved it into the middle. And we scaled it down the way we did before. And we parent it to the root bone, of course. Right, and then we move towards the edge. But first, we go into this and add a loop cut down to the middle. So Control R to do that. Yep, like that. And now we have a point to move this to. So, you know, we can now snap it to things. Move it up, then snap it to things. So snap it so it's in the middle. So use a top view to help align it. Now that's in the middle. Okay. So next up, we duplicate it and move it over to the next edge. So we go to the end, then we move it over to the edge in the middle. So like, this is on the mouth mesh, right? Then we copy and paste these two, or at least I try to. Yeah, and then we move this over and have that happen. The next step, we're going to add bones in between each of them. So we have that movement. Right. And then we are going to, yeah, that's right, past me. So basically he's going to copy, and so you should duplicate. So you can see how unsure of things I am. I'm going to be sit here for 20 minutes. So duplicated it, then you moved it across, rotated it, yeah, grab the end piece and move up to that. And go to the other piece and move it to there. So be more precise. So use the Z-axis to move it down and X move it across. Now make sure the bone, like the balls of the bone, align, sort of, because that's pretty important. And this is me just making a mistake, so I duplicated it and realized that we shouldn't do that. There's another way to do it. See, wait for it. There it is. So, and then I keep making mistakes because I forgot that there's a bone duplicate there, so I'm busy trying to select stuff, and then I realized that, oh wait a minute, there's something there. So we have to delete that too. So, you know, Control Z, sorry, to go back in time to duplicate, and keep doing that until there's only one left. Then you click the ball at the end, press E to extrude. There you go, and then I snap it to the bone at the end. Yeah, by using the axis. So we have it like that. Now you see the two aren't exactly even at the moment. And see, those two are disconnected. Next, I duplicate it and move it to the side. Then I realize something weird's happening and I need to fix. So yeah, I move that down to try and fix it. Basically, you want to make sure that it's a straight line, or as much a straight line as can be. Not that it matters anyway, but you should do that because it looks nice and does matter a little bit. So there you go. Okay. Alright, then you see, when I go into pose mode, which I think I'm about to do. Yeah, you see, I can see that actually over here, it's like not aligned, so in the middle. So we have to fix that issue by going into edit mode, hold pressing Alt Z to go into X-ray, and we align it. And the snapping doesn't work, so I just eyeball it. But I'm sure it's pretty easy to eyeball. And Alt Z to get out of X-ray mode, which I struggle with for quite a bit until I figure it out. Now, if the bone goes green, it means I have the constraint, which is important. Next up, we have to actually get the bones to move how we want them to. So we add a constraint. We add the stretch. We go down to the tracking area. So where is it? So it goes to the constraint tab, goes to tracking, and picks stretch 2, which is there. Now you can, then we name the bones. Name the bones. I forgot twice. Name the bones. Right. Mouth dot R, mouth dot R1, mouth dot M. Anywhere so you can understand which bone is which. That's always super important. And go naming the bones. Mouth.L1 and then mouth.L. If I can spell it correctly, I guess. I think that time I spelled it right. Alright, and then now we can go into Armature, press find the bones, find the right bone, which is mouth.R, and you see if that happens, just do it again, just like redo the constraint. See, now that's all fixed. And now if we move that end bone, our controller bone, see, it moves. So bones that affect other bones, and bones that don't directly affect the mesh, but affect other bones that affect the mesh, are called controller bones. So that's what we've made here, the one sticking out the top. So now we're going to add a limit location so they can't move downwards, down and up, because we don't want that. See, now it moves like that. Or we can really do it better from above. Next up, we go do the rest. So we want to make it so the other end follows this bone. So to do that, just parent it. So press the constraint bone, then press the controller, and then parent it like that. So that end links up with it as well. And then of course do the same again, or actually, just like last time, grab all of these bones, then parent the last one, then click the last one and press copy to selected. Now we have all of them with the same constraints. Okay. Now the reason we don't do the stretch bone is because it stretches to different bones, not just the one at the end, otherwise I'd have a really funny looking mouth. So now we get this one, parent it to this one in edit mode, don't do in post mode. Parent it like that, keep offset. Now that that's parented, you can see what that does. Then grab this, stretch to the mouth dot m. Yeah, there you go. Again, same thing deal. Stretch to mouth dot and then parent the two. Basically, if you have the thinner end, it will stretch. The thinner end will stretch to whatever you tell it to. So we'll stretch it to the mouth.l for this one, and parent it to mouth.l1. That way we have a functioning mouth. So the whole point of this is, like I said, so when we move the controller bones, the mesh it rotates accordingly, because doing it by hand is a massive pain, and if it doesn't rotate, it doesn't look good. I mean, when we're making a rig, for the rig to be good, we need to make sure it's easy to animate with. So the previous iterations of the mask were horrible to animate with. So now, next up, we're grabbing the armature. So click the armature, click the mouth, hold shift, click the mouth, then shift click the armature again. So the armature is highlighted in brighter orange. So that means it's selected. Then Control P and parent with empty groups. There you go. And then empty groups. Right, now you see we have the vertex groups like before with all the bones. So now, right, move, just like last time, move the armature modifier above subdivide surface, alright. And now we have the bones. Next up, I didn't name the stretch two bones. You could name them if you wanted to. Honestly, I don't name them because I'm not going to see them. Just we hide them towards the end because they don't look nice. I mean, you can keep them if you want, but I'm not going to. So, basically link it up. So that was Ruto 9 because there are 9 root bones. And see, now that works. See, I'm just moving. I'm not rotating that bone, and it rotates with it. So now grab this and add it to root 08, which is the bone that comes next, which is that one right there, the one I just selected, and assign. Then do the same thing this time with the middle bone, which is mouth.m, because we can't. That's how we do it. Mouth.m affects the middle. So now we have that working, and this working-ish. We still have some more work to do. Alright, then grab this edge here, this edge loop, sorry, so hold Alt while you click it, and then go back to face select mode and select these, and do that. So now we have, and assign it. So now we have these done, right? All the bones are, set up accordingly. You see, we're going to set it so that it doesn't stretch, see, because it gets really thin, the mesh, and we don't want it to do that. So just go here and do those 2 ticks, which is volume min and volume max, both at 1. See, now it doesn't stretch as much, at least. I mean, it works most when you're elongating it. So see, before, if you had it, where is it? So see, if you had it none, if you moved it along the x-axis, it would sort of just stretch and then would thin. But then if you have them on, both those two on, and then move along the x-axis, you'll see it fixes itself. So just do that with all of them. You can hover, and you can hold down left click as you select both at the same time. So you can just basically hover above the top one and just hold down left click and just drag down, and you can select both of the ticks at once, which is what I was doing. Alright, so now that works, but it doesn't, because you see only that one moves. And for a proper smile, we want them both to move, but in a certain way. So we're going to do copy location, armature target, and then choose the bone, which is mouth.r in this case. And then we're going to do the local space, offset, press offset, and now we see that happens, and we don't want to move as much, so we're going to go into here. For the influence, put 0.25. I got to 0.25 through trial and error when I was making the rig originally, so it took me a while, but here we are. So now, and it works really well. And then next you go to the do the same thing again, copy location for this one, do mouth.l, and local space again, and offset, and then change the influence back to 0.25, and now that moves well as well. So you can now grab through and see that it elongates perfectly fine as well because of the volume thing we did. So now you can grab two of them up and then move them up together to get a smile. But what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this one. Alright, and give me a sec because this part I struggled with. So we're going to rotate it so when we move it, we can move both of them inward at the same time, except it didn't work the first time because I rotated it the wrong way. Okay. So look, but I'm going to leave it in again so to show you how I resolved the problem. So I rotated it back to the way it was before, and then I looked at the thing, thought carefully about which way to rotate it, that way the important ones would be the same, but I couldn't figure it out. So what I did was I then pulled up the original mask, the original rig I made, whenever I do it right now. I'm talking. My audio crashed, which is why you can't hear me talking live, and I have to record on top of this footage. So I'm just waiting for. See, he's just staring at it, trying to think, and then I go down Spotlight Search, and grab the original mask rig, V4, like the original version of this, and then those are custom shapes, and I look at this and look at the axis, and then now I know which way it's supposed to rotate. So there, you rotate it on the. Well, there's the x-axis. There is the x-axis because I made the mask the wrong way round, but it will be the y-axis, or no, sorry, the z-axis for this one. Once he's done fiddling, right? So then then rotate it along the z-axis, 180, or the axis that goes along the y, or downwards, basically. Okay. That way, now if you move both of them at once, and you do G shift Y, and it's X in this case, right? So you go X, you see it moves from that perfectly fine. G shift, which one is it? Y, I think it's Y. Yeah, you can move them both like this. It looks weird, but then if you it's hard to control, but you get the hang of it. And now we can move these both, instead of moving them both individually, we can move them both at the same time, as long as you're on local, because if you're on global, they don't move opposite to each other. While he's messing around, I'll explain now. Global is the world's axis, so you see those lines in the world, the green and the X, right? The green and the red, that's the local axis, it belongs to the world. But then the local one, the global one, the local one is the one that belongs to the object. So it's usually the same to begin with. The local axis, when you rotate it, the axis moves with the object moving. So that's kind of explaining what the two are. I'll make a video explaining it because it's pretty important. So now I just basically what I did was I hid the other bones. So I basically I select all of them and then press H. Now what we're doing is we're duplicating the root bone, scaling it down like before. We're going to parent it to the actual root bone. Any moment now. Okay, there we go. Control P, like that, and now the two are parented. So it's parented to that. And next we're going to click select all of the controller bones we've created, and then select the new one, and Control P and parent them to that, because that's going to be our mouth thing, so we can move the mouth around. Limit location to limit the Y location so it can't move up and down, the usual, and limit the rotation, limit the X and the Z, because, and obviously do local space, and now we can rotate it like that. So then, say you wanted to make a smile, like I'm doing here, right? And then you rotate it like this. You can get face a little stuck, then you can just move it around a bit, and then you have a nice smiley face. Alright, that was an accident from me just now. I got the new Windows 11 and I have no idea how it works. So then, yeah, so that works now. So you see, you can move that around. And actually, when I alt-R'd everything, I moved it back. So what you can do is you can add a limit rotation to fix that, and then you can select all of them but the Z, local space, and then move both the Z's to 90. The min and the max are 90. 180, sorry, I made that mistake every time. And now that should be fixed. It looks upside down, but don't worry, when we get the custom shapes in, it won't be upside down, it'll look just fine. So then, yeah, that is actually the mouth rig complete. I've sat here for 20 minutes recording my voice, and nothing else for you to say. Next time, we'll be doing the property bones. If I get up the original rig, which I'm doing here, it's the property bone is the little smiley face thing, this one, with all these up here. So, advanced facials and the blink. The eyebrows we'll do next after that, and then the worry lines. But just gonna say now, do not do the blink was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that because if you go back to the original, the tutorial rig, right? You see, if you just scale it on the Z, then it works well as a blink. Well, it actually works better as a blink. So yeah, thank you for watching, and well, we just made a mouth rig. See you next time. That was great. Okay, goodbye.